How we doing, everyone? MJS back again with another video here, another episode, another installment of the Our First Home series. Thank you for clicking on the video, greatly appreciate it. Today is Thursday, December 23rd, getting very close to Christmas here. Still working on the house. It's coming together, slowly but surely, but we're in that stage right now where it's like we do like 3 things and then it's like, boom, you really start to see everything. So we're right about there. Let me kind of show you what we're working on. Actually, last night Amanda and I were here. And we stayed here, and she just went off to work, and I've already done some other things so far. Let me give you a quick update and a little bit of a plan on what we're going to do here today, at least what's on the agenda. So last night, Amanda was painting in the kitchen here. We had some help from our friends Anthony and Lauren the other day, probably about a week ago. Last night, Amanda was just given like another coat to a little bit of the window there because that brown is just extremely difficult to cover. Probably you couldn't tell now, but that was like brown wood before, so that's just a pain in the ass. But it's looking great. The whole kitchen is really just totally looks different here with the white color, as opposed to like I think it was like a kind of a beige-ish up there before. But yeah, it's looking awesome. And just a little bit more painting left to do in here. I think the ceiling's pretty much done, maybe around the edges. The edges too. Edges, that's what we've always noticed, is right in the corners and stuff, just trying to cut in, just making that look good and all, seal it up, I guess is a kind of a good way to describe it, just trying to finish all that. But we got that going. I'm not focused on painting today, but Amanda's doing a great job there. Let's go take a look at some other things that we were working on. If we head into the living room here, obviously, the furniture is still covered. Should be uncovered, honestly, though, by the end of this weekend is what I'm hoping, because my dad is going to come over this weekend again, and we're going to try to wire up these lights, and then once we have that, we should be pretty good. Yeah, so we're doing that. I need to figure out this quarter round situation here in the living room, because we had a little bit of an issue when we were laying the floor here, and we had our like expansion gap, and the floor is just this first board is very small. So when we were putting it in, we were kind of seeing a little bit of gaps. You can kind of see a little bit, but it's not like terrible, but we just needed like a little bit of a backing. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do here. If I'm going to try to like leave this little spacer guy in here and put this quarter round in here, or if I should do something else. I don't know. Hopefully the floor just holds together now because everything's in. That was like, way earlier on, but I'll deal with that. That was just something I was dealing with yesterday. We'll talk about the rest of the rooms because that's really where most of my work was done. But I don't know if I want to talk about this right now or not, but there's a kind of an issue here with this TV that I have, like a personal problem that okay, so I'll talk about it now. What the hell? It's an M series 70-inch Vizio TV. So it's like M70Q7, I think is what it is, right? So I have no doubt that this is a nice TV. I picked it out. It was the exact one that I picked out. And Amanda's mom actually purchased it for us for for Christmas, right? For Christmas, housewarming, that sort of stuff. So obviously we're very appreciative of that. But then I looked online and I was like, I was really distraught for like a good amount of time the other day, because I found out that they make TVs. There's certain other manufacturers. I've had Vizio like at my parents' house and all that sort of stuff. It's good, it's quality, and it's good. It's affordable too. But then I was like, I found out that they make TVs with Google TV built in. And I'm not gonna go. I don't need to go into super depth here. But basically, if you ever had like a Chromecast, like when we had like dumb TVs and you can make them smart with like a Chromecast, we used to have those back in the day, and they were cool. And I'm just a Google guy, right? Like we're gonna have 2 Google doorbells. We have Google Nests. We got Google Wi-Fi, like all this sort of stuff. I have Google Pixel, and I'm not saying like I only use Google shit, but like I like the ecosystem that they've built. Similar if you're an Apple person, iOS, Mac OS, like that sort of stuff. I kind of like what Google has going on in the smart home, world and all that sort of stuff. So I've really dug into that, but somehow I missed this fucking, I don't know what the hell happened there. So to cut to it, Sony makes TVs, and TCL and Hisense and some other brands. So we'll just talk about Sony as the main one because everybody knows what the Sony as a company. Maybe you've heard of Sony TVs, maybe you haven't, but apparently you're pretty good normally. They have good image processing, all that sort of stuff. But the operating system, like on the TV, on the smart TV, is Google TV. as of this year. And I was like, okay, I didn't even look into Google TV before I bought this Vizio. And Google TV isn't like a TV. Google TV is like a Chromecast thing, like a Fire Stick, if you've heard of that probably. And you could plug that in to your television, and then you have like basically a whole different, it's like a different little operating system. It's like a different UI, different user interface, and you do different stuff, maybe connect different apps, all that sort of stuff. And I was just like, I cannot believe that I didn't look into this and I didn't know about this before we picked out this TV, because honestly, I haven't given it a ton of thought in the last 2 days, but like when I found this out, I was like, we need to return this TV and get the other one, because you can do things like that would just be better in our environment. There's nothing wrong with this TV necessarily, this one sitting over here, this Vizio, but this other thing, just the way that it would integrate with the rest of our stuff, and the problem is this stuff is kind of like newish and there's not like a ton of information. There is a good amount, but like the very niche things, like for instance, I'll give you a very specific example. We're gonna have 2 doorbells and then at least another camera in this house, like not in the house, outside the house, right? From what I understand, I'm almost positive, I know you can do on the Google TV interface is you can say, hey, G word, I'm not gonna trigger the shit here. Hey, G word, show me the front door. And on the TV, like you say that into the remote, and on the TV, on a Google TV, it pops right up and you can see the thing. Again, that's just one example, like other things like that. I don't think you can do that with the Vizio SmartCast operating system. So I apologize for this big rant, but like this was really fucking with me. And I don't know if you could apply this, to maybe anything in your life, specifically like related to televisions, but like just try to do your research and try to do even like more research. Admittedly, the reason I did this is because, we've had Vizios are good. But my parents' house and then this house, 2 different kind of setups, I want to say. Especially like in the smart home thing, like they don't really have too many smart home devices that are like, trying to bake in all that sort of stuff. Like this is legit over here. And that's not to criticize. I'm just saying that I planned this shit out like meticulously, and I'm like, all these things like integrate and stuff like that. So bottom line is it's a weird time nowadays where like we're right on the cusp of like really getting a lot of technology in homes. And this is just something that I was really interested in, and we had already like some stuff and we added more things, and we were just planning this out, and yeah, it might get returned. We might buy a Sony Google TV. I don't know. We'll see. It's not out of the box yet. So if we do that, you'll know. All right, let's keep going. All right, so with all that smart TV talk out of the way here, let's talk about the things that we kind of accomplished last night as we were here. Some things on the task list that got completed. You can see down there, that's actually a little remote for like this bed frame that kind of goes up and down. That's kind of cool. Like just like tilts up on the like your head side and your feet side. That's pretty cool. Just replug that back in. And the reason the bed is back like kind of in a like a better spot here, and like an actual spot of where ultimately where it'll be in the bedroom, is because I finally got around to taking all the cord around and putting it in its proper place and nailing it with a brad nailer into the baseboard there. So it's all ready to go. The trim is pretty much finished. I mean, we could definitely take some wood filler or take some paint and paint up the little nail holes, because I definitely have a lot of nail holes there. I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but I can definitely see them there. I think those types of things, those real finish-esque things, are just how good you want it to look. And we do want this place to look good, so at some point I'll probably find, if they have like a white wood filler, that would be cool, so I don't even need to paint it. I'll just like put that stuff like kind of in the slight little holes or indentations or whatever. But I'm not super concerned about that right now, because I want to just get that on, because we do have other stuff to get on, like other cord around. So just as a update, we got that back wall, we got that little piece there, we got all in this closet here, which I might say is beautiful. And I honestly, I mean, it looks, it's just a weird thing that I'm seeing with this closet. It's like a really cool thing with no door or anything. It just feels like the space is bigger because you can just access it more. I don't know, that's something to think about there. We got that one done. We got this wall done over here. Definitely need to paint this one a little bit though. There's a little bit of brown showing at the top. One actual quick thing that I want to say is I I was considering, and I had some input from other people saying that maybe we could just get new quarter round. In our case specifically, that would have been such a bad idea, honestly. This is like, once I figured out like a good method to get the quarter round back reattached, oh my God, if I had to recut this quarter round, it would have been such a pain in the ass. And a lot of the cuts were actually really nice too. They did the little, I don't know, it's like a half moon almost cut where it fits in real nice and doesn't look like as much of a seam and stuff on certain ends. Like, it looks really good in a lot of places. And I was like popping it in. I was like, God, if I had to recut this and then put it in, that would have sucked. So I'm happy that we just painted it. I don't care if it looks like even slightly shittier than it could have if we just redid stuff. That's not super important to me. I think it looks great. The one thing I will say is that if you're going to put quarter round back on, though, make sure you know where it goes. One, because I'm going to have that problem here out in the other rooms in a second. But the other thing is, make sure you know, even if you know where it's at, like if you know the wall, I screwed this big piece up on this wall. There's a big piece that runs from this corner of this room, probably about like over here. You might be able to see the seam somewhere in this area. And I put that piece on first, but then I realized that these other two pieces fit in like a little differently, and there was a little bit of a gap, so I had to kind of pull that piece off. Just make sure that you know how it goes in, where it goes in, but also how it goes in. That's important. Just real quick out here in the hallway as well. Got that quarter round all set. That one there. These little ones down the hallway here. Hallway's looking fantastic. Can't wait for the finished product here. Also in the linen closet and everything. Pretty good there. Yeah, just a shot of the hallway here. Just black, white. It's gonna be a black thermostat, black Nest thermostat right there. Handles will be on these doors. It'll be so nice. All right, let's talk about the office a little bit here. So over here, I'm pretty sure I have that one attached to that quarter round. This is kind of starting to get a little bit in the way in a sense, because there's a lot of things in here that we still need to, like, you know, kind of put up, like TV mounts and lights and thermostats and all that sort of shit. We kind of just been letting it chill in here. But what I need to do, and what I've been working on today so far, is I need to finish this closet here. Because what we had in the closet was, we had that back baseboard was detached because we had a hole in the wall, like below the baseboard there. You can't see it anymore. But it helped us find this wire and fish this wire up that we brought from downstairs for all this Ethernet stuff, which I'll talk about in a second. The back baseboard and the right baseboard was off. So what I've done so far today is I reattached those with the Bradley nailer, popped them in, and also did a little bit of painting just to kind of touch up some spots around there. Again, not the end of the world. Might do the wood filler in some places and stuff like that. But I just wanted to get it looking somewhat, you know, half decent there. The next thing on my task list was kind of, I want to finish the floor right here because this is not a big area. We could just knock this out and then kind of be done with all the flooring on this half of the house pretty much. And I would need to just throw the underlayment there and then a couple pieces, but I wanted to wait for the paint to dry, so I kind of did something else in the meantime. So if we step inside here and take a look up, this is where we have our kind of networking station here. This is one of the things, and I should make a video. I want to make a smart home video. I want to make a network type video here, just on specifically on what we're kind of doing. But as a brief explanation right now, one of these wires comes from like all the way downstairs at the router. I think it's that long one that's kind of going out here right now, and it, you know, we're just trying to wire, like, you know, this floor because it comes in downstairs, and these other ones kind of go into the wall here, and then I believe they're the ones that are right there in the wall, and then right over here. So we're just wiring the house up with Ethernet, right? So I need to crimp these and everything. I need to put the ends on them. But what I wanted to do here, just to kind of get this process started a little bit, is I wanted to get this switch up. So this is just a little Netgear switch. I'll have links for everything in the description. And what I did was if I can pull this off of here, there we go. So it has these little, you know, mounting hole things. What I did was I took a piece of tape and I put the tape on the back of this, tried to make it straight, and then just poked a little hole in where the, you know, where the screws would go. And then I put the tape on the wall and I kind of just screwed in. I tried to make sure it was level and everything like that too. Like I just, you know, kind of popped it in the right places there. And then it came out really nice, actually. You know, just kind of set her in there. I think it's pretty cool. It's gonna look really nice. And then over here, I'm gonna do the same thing for my Bobcat miner and probably run the antenna into the attic, because this goes up into the attic and then down. I'd love to make more content on that, specifically just kind of the way we did that, because that's like one of those things where it's like you don't think that that would take a lot of planning and time and just like thinking about that, but between me trying to design a good layout that I wanted in this house, and then like me and my dad like trying to implement it, just get the holes drilled and put the power up there and run the cable, it's like it doesn't take a long time, but it's something to think about if you're trying to do that in your house. So I'm really excited with the way that's coming along. And yeah, let's keep going. Alrighty, it's a couple hours later. I've done some stuff, so let's talk about it. I was in here in the office. I can't remember if I showed this last clip, but it is definitely a little bit less cluttered in here now. My game plan here is, as I showed, we have like the bedroom basically complete, for the most part. We obviously still have some doors to deal with, and this closet is going to be a bitch if we try to put those doors back on, because they're not going to fit. We're going to have to plane them or something, but that's not right now. But in here, though, I had a project that I wanted to complete. I was talking to you about the Ethernet thing, and then once I did that, I was like, okay, I should probably finish the floor. So I did a little painting and stuff like that, and then I laid these, just these last couple planks, and it looks beautiful. Something about the closets, just absolutely disgusting. Beautiful, under trim there, and just like goes right in. And then it looks pretty good right now with the quarter round. I haven't bopped it in there with the brad nailer, but that looks sick. Obviously still up here, looking cool as hell. But what I did was, during that time, I was getting that flooring done. Got to put those back in there, pop the quarter round in. I placed the other quarter round. I got to pop the rest of that in there. That side's already complete. That side's good. I wanted to just kind of get the stuff out of this room as much as possible, because if we could have two rooms like kind of complete and then move the stuff somewhere else and just continue to move this, this direction towards the front of the house, I think we'll be in good shape. Because pretty soon, we'd like to have this complete and then move my desk in here, bed, Amanda's desk, like all that sort of stuff. But yeah, we're working on that. The other thing that I did was I found all of the quarter round downstairs. There was a couple pieces left, and I placed them just over here. Still have to affix them, but there's a big piece here, another big piece that runs down, third one over here, and then there's a couple that go in this closet here, which is going to be a pain in the ass. Might as well just show this now, even though we're not going to have to deal with it right now. I have all this flooring in here, but I got the two pieces of quarter round up here, one for the side, one for the back, and then these, because this thing runs down, I couldn't even get that quarter round piece off of that left wall there when we did it initially. So I have no idea how I'm going to necessarily fix that, but again, not a problem for right now. What I'm going to do here is I'm definitely going to get some food soon, but I'm also going to get all this quarter round bopped in, and then I'm going to put these radiator covers back on, because that's really going to make the room look nice when that doesn't look like that. It'll be all white there on the sides. Then we'll be getting pretty close. I mean, I've said that multiple times, but I got to deal with this quarter round over here too, because we talked about this, is a little weird situation. But once I do that, that'll be a big accomplishment if I get all the problem with the radiator covers, though, is I also have no idea where those go, and there's like 8 of them downstairs or something, and I don't know where they go, but we'll figure that out. But yeah, that, pop the quarter round in, do that, and then I want to hit this again, because this isn't extremely noticeable, but it's kind of noticeable if you're looking right at it. So I'm gonna see if I can fill that in a little bit more and paint it a little bit more. You'll still see the ring, but maybe you won't see like the depth of the ring. You can see right there. So yeah, that's kind of funny. And yeah, I mean, I kind of want to put the furniture together and like show Amanda when she gets home if I get all the rest of the stuff. But I also don't want to do that because we're going to be messing around in these light holes. So, probably like tomorrow with my dad, like putting those lights in. So I think maybe I'll just leave the furniture like this. That's probably the more responsible thing to do. But we'll see. So yeah, let me find some food and get to work here. All right, later in the day here, just about to wrap up. There's something on my camera. What the fuck was that? I don't know. Anyway, just about to wrap up here. Did some work, did some cleanup. Let's chat about it. We can start right here in the bedroom, I suppose. Here we are, and I kind of worked on the radiator situation. I don't think I mentioned that after I think I mentioned it earlier, but I don't think I talked about the the conclusion to this story. It's on there. It's not on there well. I hate radiator covers, especially these old ones like this. They're just hard to get on, and if you have two pieces, you got to use this little thing that kind of goes on there, and it's just kind of chilling there right now. It definitely makes the room look a little bit better, obviously, because it's it's white down there. But that's kind of where we're at. I kind of just sat it on there. One of the things that I really want to do, these are the closet things. We're not even thinking about that yet, but I would like to get the bathroom door back on, but we also have to kind of paint in there, so we're trying to at least get to that point, I guess. That would be nice. We should probably we're about at the point now where we can put these doors back on, because, I don't know. I mean, the quarter round's in, the floor's in, obviously. Everything's painted. Maybe this is a great time, though, that I can kind of just go quick room by room, show the things that I did, and show the things that are off the top of my head left to do. There's a lot, but I'm talking the little things to just get us to the point where we can maybe move in, because that would be a great milestone to reach, right? So deal with that radiator bullshit. And then I think there's 4 outlets in this room, and I have not changed these ones. I just changed the ones in the office, but just swapping those out for the new ones, the decors we have. Obviously, we need some shades still. Obviously, we still need nightstands and shit like that, but I'm not really concerned about those things. Those at this point are not really essentials. They're more like a nightstand and a dresser. It's more like a luxury at this point because we're not in the house yet. I'm just talking the things that I know need to happen basically for us to kind of get in here, and then deal with this closet situation somehow, and then deal with this putting this door back on here. And I think that's pretty much it. Maybe some touch-up painting on the quarter round and things, but that's pretty much in here. So that's really exciting. And I'm going to completely leave out the whole HVAC thing, because that's just for air, for AC, because we have boiler heat, obviously, for the heat portion. So we have until summertime to fix that. But yeah, so other than decorating and stuff, that's kind of in here. That is huge. Another random luxury thing is, I don't know what we're going to do with the lights in these places. This obviously works now, but I'm probably going to get some sort of smart switch or smart bulb. I haven't decided on how we're going to do that yet in certain rooms. We'll get to the living room. We'll talk about that in a second. But okay, let's pop out here into the hallway. That thermostat needs change, but that's probably not going to happen in a while. This thing definitely needs change. That's not going to happen in a while. But all the quarter round and everything like that is on in here. This thing actually has a jumbo plate on it because it's a little bit of a bitch here. But it looks fine and it's solid. I could probably put the cover plate back on this, but I also don't know what's going to happen. All the lights are also up to change. I don't know exactly what's going to happen there. We need a hallway light though. And again, I am so in the weeds with the lighting, so I'm not even purchasing that yet. I don't know what the hell's going on there. But this is actually the room. This room is totally different though. This is amazing how much progress I made in here today. This is just absolutely crazy. This did not look like this morning, or throughout any of the updates. Obviously, we put the floor in, got all the quarter round and everything now secured, got the radiator cover on there to some degree, basically the same as the bedroom. This is super exciting. I got to figure out this shit up here, but that's, again, more of a luxury item, not an essential. Obviously, we need shades everywhere, like we mentioned. Shush. Thank you. The big thing that I did in here, though, is I changed all of these outlets. Now they're beautiful Leviton Decoras. Did not get electrocuted. Turned the power off. They all work. That's pretty sick. I was gonna try to do this Ethernet jack here, but that was earlier today. I was like, just screw this, because it's actually not hard. I think you just literally pop the wires in. I think it's way easier than actually crimping a wire, which I'm gonna have to do over there, which is gonna be a pain in the ass. But from what I remember, because I've done this in the past. But this thing, though, I think that's not actually gonna be that bad, but I just got to do it there, and then there, and a couple other places. But in here, again, office, shit's coming together. This is amazing. I think that's kind of it. Obviously, put the doors on, the shades and stuff, but we're in the final rounds here. I think all that stuff goes in other places. It's, smart devices and mounts and shit, just kind of chilling there now. But this is really exciting. taking a step back to look at this. I really don't like this fan. Not just the color, it's just so low. The ceilings are low, and then like I hit, like I'm not a very tall person, and I still hit my head off this thing. So we'll just shorten up the strings or something. It's not really a big deal. But yeah, so that's the office. The office is coming together. This is looking great. I literally think that's it, other than like moving my twin bed in there, buying a desk for Amanda, buying a chair for Amanda, moving my desk in here, and buying a chair for me. That's pretty much it. That is awesome. Truthfully, that is really coming together. Bathroom here, literally did obviously nothing in here. Amanda was saying we need to buy like a toilet bowl scrubber thing. I think there's one over there, but I guess we need to buy another one or whatever. I'd love to kind of revamp this slightly, but I think at the minimum we're gonna paint in here white, and we gotta fix up there on the ceiling around the fan. It's a little bubbly, just from moisture, I guess, and stuff. I'm not too concerned. I just want to get the door back on, because if anybody comes in here, they need to obviously use the bathroom door. So we need to probably finish that trim and just kind of do that with the painting. And then down here, if we're not going to renovate anything, then I need to put the last strip in and just probably paint this transition or something. Or we have new stuff downstairs too. I don't know. Just do something there. That'll be a quick project. I just didn't do that yet. Linen closet, absolutely beautiful. Other than a little bit of painting problem there. But absolutely beautiful. I love this floor. There's no transitions on the actual floor, just the other places where it changes and stuff. Should put a thing there. Not even going to talk about the kitchen. It's a disaster. I'm not even going to go in here, but this pantry is done. And then in here, I put more stuff on the ceiling there. Starting to not be able to see that. That's pretty cool. I still need to paint it still, but it'll be good. Still don't have an answer on the television. We'll see what happens there. And I didn't get to the quarter round in here. I kind of placed it all, but I didn't actually pop it in or anything. My dad and I are going to be working in here tomorrow on the lights and stuff. I don't know. I just kind of figured to just kind of wait on it. But I think, and don't tell Amanda, she won't see this before tomorrow. I think that tomorrow we might actually be able to open this furniture. I really do. If we can get the lights in, and they don't even need to be wired necessarily like fully to the switch, because I don't really have the whole Caseta switches and don't have it fully exactly thought out. But as long as we can get the lights in there and we can get the wires to, like into the wall, like into the ceiling, like near where they'll go down the wall, maybe I'll figure it out between now and tomorrow. But we might, if the lights are in, I think that we can open this stuff. We can open this stuff up and place it, because all I have to do back there is pop that quarter round in and such. That'll be exciting. But yeah, so did that. And then tomorrow, just as a little bit of foreshadowing, obviously again, blinds in here and such, or shades. But the only other thing is this should be kind of rectified tomorrow. I didn't get a new chime, but I got a new transformer, and I got another doorbell for the basement. Can't wait to make the smart home video. That's gonna be sick. So we should be able to just use the transformer upstairs. If there's another problem, I'll just buy another one of these. They're like 15 bucks. And yeah, it'll be kind of cool. So excited about that. Might need to do a little painting there, touch that up, but not super concerned about it. But we should have a lot more, even tomorrow. And then at some point, I don't know why I kind of like totally stopped thinking about this, but I also like am thinking about it now, and I'm like, yeah, it's probably not a good idea to do the flooring right here, but when I do, I absolutely need to put some screws in. But I was thinking, just like right now, if I did this flooring, like what was I going to do by the steps? Like I need to put a nose in there, like a step transition nose there, and then I'd have the same situation over there that I had over there, where that's not fully done. I think this is fine for right now, until I devise a plan to actually finish this area when I start it, and I don't have that plan as of right now. So yeah, I think we're doing great. I think we're really close at this point. Couple more things, and then obviously the endless task of being homeowners. That's a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna talk about the kitchen real quick, just because Amanda painted over there. I gotta scrape the paint off the glass or whatever, but I should probably paint and finish up in here so we can kind of like clean more, but it's almost painted. It's just a mess in here, obviously. But that's all I got. Battery's gonna die, and I gotta go see some of Amanda's family from out of town. So yeah, this has been a great day though. Just like small little things all added up. Pretty sweet. Excited about tomorrow, and excited about I don't know, just getting this project done and maybe returning that TV. I don't know. Haven't more. Stay tuned on that. Yeah. All right. Talk to you later.